Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot. A while back I made a video about the decks created by Insight Editions. Those are the ones that you see right here, like the Fallout Tarot, created from the amazingly awesome video game Fallout, where you walk around a wasteland and all that good stuff. And it's just the idea behind these decks, like here's the Stranger Things Tarot, that one's upside down, Stranger Things Tarot, Star Trek Next Generation Tarot, Tim Burton's Night Before Christmas Tarot, and the Disney Villains Tarot. Now, like I said, I did a video about these decks a while back. If you haven't watched it, I'll put that link down in the description below so you can check it out. Because as awesome as these decks are, the idea behind them are awesome. And the fact that they make them, like, they have the rights to do it and everything. They could do so much with these decks. But the issue here is that they don't take the time to make the minor arcana, like, really awesome like they should. Like, I mean, they want to get things out. They want to make that money from it and everything. But, like, take, for example, the Star Trek Next Generation Tarot. I'm just going to go right here to this random card, and it's Latinum. It's the Six of Latinum. What is this telling you? Like, what message is it giving you? If I don't even remember off the top of my head which suit this is. I mean, off the top of my head, I'm going to say it's Pentacles because, you know, Latinum is the money in the Star Trek universe. So this would be the Pentacles sharing is caring card. So I guess in a way you could see all this of I'm giving you that money because it's fair and everything. But there's so much more that Insight Editions could have done with their decks. So I said in that video, I don't remember the exact words, but I said in that video that I was not buying any more Insight Edition decks because they dropped the ball a little bit. Like Fallout Tarot, they've got the different illustrations and stuff in here. The pips are just like the weapons that the people use. It's the same with the Star Trek Next Generation. This has candles as wands, presents as pentacles. I mean, it's still an awesome deck, but they could have done so much more with the minor arcana. So I said I wasn't going to get any more decks like that. I will say the Disney Villains Tarot is one of their best they've ever created. They did go show attention to a lot of the minor arcana here, so it's a really, really awesome deck. And the cards themselves are absolutely fantastic, like the texture and everything of them, and they even come with like colored guidebooks and all that good stuff. So they're really, really awesome decks, but they just could have done more. So when I found out about the Beetlejuice Tarot coming out from Insight Editions, I was a little bit hesitant. I love Tim Burton's work. It is my favorite art of all time. I think that's why I like Deviant Moon and Patrick Valencia so much, is it's that creepy and weird kind of like art to it. So if Tim Burton ever decided to make a tarot deck, I promise you I'd be one of the first people to pre-order it because it's just, his work is incredible. His movies, his stories, because he even, like, there's a book out there. I have it. I don't remember what it's called right now, but it's like all of his stories and stuff and his art, and he's just so amazingly talented. So that's why I really wanted this deck, but I didn't know if I should because of like all the decks before, all the Insight Edition decks, where they had this opportunity to make it awesome, and it's just like they dropped the ball with the minor arcana. But I saw pictures of this along the internet, like on social medias like Instagram and stuff, where people had gotten it earlier because it just came out in the last few days. And it looked like they tried to make the minor arcana. They tried to make it better. So when I found out that it was actually available at my local bookstore, because when it comes to tarot decks, it's so difficult to find them locally. I almost always buy them online. But I found that they had it available in my local bookstore. So I ran there. Sure enough, they had it there. They had this nice little setup of Beetlejuice and everything, and the girl that checked me out and showed me everything, Bobby Joe, if you're watching this, I hope you fell in love with the Deviant Moon Tarot too, and you're enjoying that deck now because, you know, I still say that's the best deck I've ever seen. And, you know, thank you for talking tarot with me as long as you did, because there's nothing I like talking about more than that. As you can see, I've got the plastic kind of ripped off here. We're going to take that out. We're going to look at all the cards. Now, you might have seen other videos of unboxings of the Beetlejuice Tarot, because this is probably one of the most popular decks out right now. Very mass market, very timing perfectly because Beetlejuice has been out, and from the end of that movie I definitely say we can look forward to a Beetlejuice. Wait for the Beetlejuice to show because I said it 3 times there, but no, I'd be cool with that because he's creepy and awesome and weird and fun, and that's the whole basis of Beetlejuice, and I just love that movie. So of course I jumped on the chance to get this. Here's the box. Very much really, really nice handling box. You can tell how tough it is and everything. See, they go all out for the boxes. They go all out for the major arcana. they go all out for the guidebook right here. And you can see the guidebook here on top, and it's all kinds of green and all that good stuff. Ooh, and it's really interesting the way that it opens. None of the other decks had this, so this is a nice little interesting thing. I guess it opens up into one whole page, but in my setup, I can't really do that for you. There's the major arcana. We've got that there. We flip this around. We see more. Yes, lots and lots of words. So this is a really impressive little white book that comes with it. And we're going to have to like open it up and see. That's going to be a little bit too complicated for me right now, like I said, with the little setup and everything I have. So there's the guidebook that comes with it, and you've got the introduction there. It says, "Welcome to the afterlife. All stripes welcome here." In your hands, you've got your very own handbook, but it's not for the recently deceased. It's for anyone curious about expanding their horizons in the world of tarot. So we're going to see if we can expand our horizons and see what these cards share. The box, the green and everything, oh, I love this color green. It's like one of my favorite colors. That and purple together, there's just nothing prettier to me. So the green aspect of this, really, really cool. The backgrounds here, see how nice and pretty and green and safe this box is. I really like the box already. And the backgrounds there, they're really fun. You can tell that you can't tell if they're upright or reversed. You can see that right there. And it's kind of dark and creepy. So that's really awesome. I'm going to turn the cards over now. We're going to start right there with the Fool. We're going to go through them one at a time. Now, if you haven't watched the video of the Beetlejuice Tarot, this is all new for you. If you have and you just want my opinion on it, here you go. So the Fool is right here. It's very dark and everything like that. And you know, the Maitlands, I forget their first names, but I know they're the Maitlands. They're just starting out. They died on that covered bridge, and they didn't know it, so they went back to their house. You know, the whole story of the original Beetlejuice. And they're going there on that I want to say train set, but I never saw a train. But it's like that whole like version of the town, like the little miniature version. And there's the coffin or the grave for Beetlejuice and everything. So they're definitely fools going into the afterlife. The magician, I remember this character too. I don't remember his name. Guidebook definitely will come in handy for that. But the magician there, he's like the con artist. That was, I think that was kind of his point, was like conning the people and making them think that he could connect with the dead, and he really couldn't. So there is the magician. Makes sense there, you know, fake it till you make it, kind of a little con artist idea there. Make people think that you have magic, like begin showing it. So that's really cool right there with the magician. The high priestess is the handbook for the recently deceased. So that's really cool. It's the information that you get from a book. And that's one of my favorite things about the high priestess. Like the Rider-Waite-Smith, she's got the Torah opened up on her lap, or rolled up in her lap, so she can study that. Deviant Moon's Triumph Della Luna High Priestess, she's got all the books below her and the fire burning everything, because that passion and enthusiasm she has for the reading, the lessons learning from books and everything, and that kind of relates to this one too, so I really like that illustration. The Empress is right here, and isn't she the one, like, she was their caseworker, right, in the first Beetlejuice, because the Maitlands, you know, they were in the first one. I don't think they were in the second one at all. But I don't want to ruin the movie second Beetlejuice for you, so I'm not going to go into that. But the Empress is right there, the creator and creation itself. So that beautiful illustration, green, again, really cool. Emperor is right here. I don't remember him. I don't remember what character he is, but cool nonetheless. He looks like he's a very strong foundation. He's very powerful. He's the authority here, so that makes a lot of sense. The Hierophant, he's the creepy character from the other side of the veil. So really interesting. I really do like these illustrations. They're fun, but they kind of make sense too. I'm definitely, after this, I'm probably going to go back and rewatch the first Beetlejuice, because it's been a while since I've seen it. And it's one of my favorite movies. It came out in 1988, and I wasn't even quite 3 yet, but I remember that movie from my childhood so much, and it didn't freak me out. It was more like, this is so cool. Don't get in sand though, because sandworms will eat you. But Hierophant right there in that illustration. The Lovers is when they're being all creepy together and scaring them, the people. What was their name? Lydia was the daughter. I don't remember their last names. But the Lovers there, it's like they came together. They shared their love of like wanting to get the people out of their house. So that's an awesome illustration there. The Chariot is up next, and there's the car with the characters in it as they drive to their demise. Because you can see like he's in the passenger seat and she's driving, so her fault, not sure, but Chariot is right there. Strength is next, and it's that creepy chair that they had that like caught him in the what was that, the dinner scene where like Beetlejuice and the ghosts and everything were trying to scare him out of there, so that's fun. The Hermit is right here. He definitely has a history to tell, definitely has a story to share, and he can't really talk about it, so he's spending that time in solitude to learn what that history has to teach him, so that's really cool. Wheel of Fortune is up next, and it's Beetlejuice himself as the carnival ride, the merry-go-round of things and stuff. So it's kind of like with his arms and everything rolled up like that. It's like the next chapter is beginning, the next chapter of your story. So you got to like spin the wheel and go for it. The path is going to be open for you. So that one's really interesting. Justice is up next, and that's a creepy justice. Not really coming to mind like the fairness and balance of it necessarily. I guess the demonic hand there, they're like trapped with that bracelet down there, so life's going to be more fair and balanced, so that one's cool. The Hanged Man is next, and it's the character, I remember this part, like he comes through and like hands them a piece of paper or something like that, and he's like held up on a hanger as he flies through this really thin side of the wall, or thin space in the wall, so that one's really awesome. It is bringing back a lot of memories of Beetlejuice, and like I said, I'm definitely going to go back and watch it. Here is Death. Creepy little death guy right there, and it kind of reminds you of the dark and creepiness that is related to death, the actual death, so that one's cool. Temperance, she is learning from the experiences of her past and applying it to the present, because she's gone now, she's part of the afterlife, so she's taking the lessons she learned during life and applying them to the future, or to her present moment, so that one's really awesome as well. See, they put so much work into this, so much thought into it, and so much from the different scenes of the movie, and I love that aspect that they can do that. Dante's Inferno room is right here for the devil, you know, all those pleasures and everything that come with the addictions and vices of the devil. The Tower is next, and it's that covered bridge we talked about the Maitlands losing their lives on. So come back again soon is what it says right there, and you've got the tower that showed the ending that they experienced. The Star is Lydia, and I just remembered Dietz is the last name, and you see her there just embracing her power. She met them after they died, and it gave her, like, she learned from them, and it's showing her star power. And then again, I don't want to give away the Beetlejuice movie, or the second Beetlejuice movie, but that still plays a part in her life. I'll just say that. So it shows the star power she had from that ending that she experienced. The Moon is right here, and it's the ghost when she took a picture of them and they have no legs. The Sun is the mother, I believe, of Lydia Dietz. I don't remember her name. I guess Mrs. Dietz. We'll call her that. And it shows that optimistic positivity that she had even if she was in this haunted house. So that's really cool. Judgment is right here. Judgment goes back to that hermit we saw. That hermit, you know, that had the really small head. He's probably the one that did it to him, so he's like reflecting on that. Should I have done that? Do I need to forgive myself? So that I can move forward and find that success and feelings of on top of the world. And there's the world. The world is all the doors and everything, all the opportunities, all the things that await. And it kind of reminds me of my own head. And I made up this saying the other day. Oh yes, it was a while back now. That that's how my head works. There's like doors everywhere, and then you open a door and you remember that memory, or you remember what you were thinking about that train of thought, and then you close that door and you forget about it, and you open the next door, and you open the next door, and it kind of goes around in a circle. So the world represents my head in this deck, in this illustration, so that's fun. King of Wands apparently is where we're going to begin next. So now we're going to get that idea of the major or minor arcana and see if they really did get better at it and put more effort and more like thought process and illustrations in it, or will I be disappointed with this deck like I am the Fallout Tarot and Star Trek Next Generation Tarot. So there is the King of Wands. It doesn't matter if he's a cockroach or anything. He's confident in his power. He's got all the stories to share, and he's ready to share them with anybody that will listen to him. So we've got that illustration. The Queen of Wands is right here. I believe that's the mother of Lydia Dietz again, because she's got like that artwork and everything there, and so she's following her passion. The Knight of Wands, he's following his passion as well. You know, he's that creepy worm and everything, and his passion involves eating people that go jump into the sand. So that one's really fun. Page of Wands. Oh, oh, this was one of my favorite characters in the original Beetlejuice. Like, because she's a magician's assistant, and she was cut in half because he wasn't actually good at what he did. So she's sitting there, she's got her book and everything, her body's like cut in two. She doesn't care. She's still enjoying herself. She's still comfortable. She knows what she's passionate about, and she's going to read about it. Ace of Wands, apparently, that's how we're going to do it. Okay, I just got the book box, or the deck out of the box, so they're set up a little bit more differently than I'm used to. We usually start with the aces, but we had the members of the court first. Ace of Wands is right there, like the character on Lydia's mom again, showing that passion and fire that she has that she can grow. The Two of Wands. Two of Wands, she's reading that handbook for the recently deceased. So it's a throwback to that high priestess that we saw before, and showing that knowledge and stuff she's learning so she can make the right choices in her life. So it actually makes sense. I can see this being a good pip. Three of Wands is next, my favorite card of the Minor Arcana, maybe my favorite card of the tarot. And it shows that, just that number. I can do so much with numbers in my head. I'm not going to try to add that up right now. I don't feel like it. But you show that number and everything. It kind of just, immediately, the thought that goes through my head for this one is the fact that, you know, this is a number. It shows how many people are in the world, how many people have their passions and everything, and how much we strive to be the individuals of our story. And we can be, you know, we might just be a number on a sheet of paper, or, you know, another soul in the great billions and billions of people that are here on earth. But if we focus on our own passions, we don't think about like the other ideas and the other numbers of others. We can focus on our own, and we can inspire people at the same time. So really awesome illustration of the Three of Wands. Four of Wands, the strong foundation that you're passionate about, and they're passionate about each other. She's passionate about them too, so they're all enjoying their time together. Five of Wands is the card of other people conflicting with their own passions and immaturity and stuff like that. So that's kind of like, I guess that makes sense in this illustration, because she's really upset about what he did, or no, she's like saying like she did it and everything, and to be scared and haunted and all that. So they're trying to fight back against the people, the Deets, who have stolen their house, or they're dead, so they just bought the house. So really, I love it. Like, they're actually, at least the wand suit, they've definitely like upped their game, and that was what I was doing with this whole video, was seeing if Inside Editions up their game, and they definitely have. Like, Six of Wands right there, celebrating the victories no matter how small they are, and he's learning from those victories and everything, and he's going to take control and learn that, like, take that and make even more control in his life, because he's finding his passion and his power. The Seven of Wands, the card of overcoming like the opinions of others and standing for what we believe in and defending our passions. And they're making the house their own, you know, they're defending what they want, and they're building the house that they want, because these people are gone now. So there is the Seven of Wands, the Eight of Wands, life moving more quickly, or in this case, death moving more quickly. And they're definitely like, you're facing it. You're facing that fear. You're facing that chaos and everything, and you're taking control. So again, this is fantastic. I'm loving the Minor Arcana here. I feel like I could definitely sit face to face with someone and confidently read with this deck, and not be like, oh, hey, look, there's 6 wands on the deck. Oh, another thing about this deck, it's actually called wands. You know, it's not fire, it's not flames, it's not candles, it's not whatever they came up with. It's the actual names of the Minor Arcana suits. The Nine of Wands is right here. He's building the little door right there, you know, he's moving forward. Like, this is the card like feeling the need to look over your shoulder all the time, because there's the dude standing there with the wand, he's got the bandage on his head and everything in the Rider-Waite-Smith, and they're like, he's like going forward with that, because that card, the positive energy of that card is you're not going to need to do that forever. You're going to be able to turn around and spin that wheel of the 10. So he's doing that, you know, he's not looking over his shoulder anymore. He's defended himself enough, and now he's moving forward. So that one's really cool. 10 of Wands, feeling overwhelmed by all of our passions and everything, and that could be overwhelming, the way that they're stepping into that window, and maybe they shouldn't be there, so that's a little bit overwhelming and an undertaking right there. The King of Cups is next. It shows like letting your heart lead you in everything you do and making the choice to follow your heart. So the King of Cups is Mr. Maitland. The Queen of Cups is Mrs. Maitland, so that makes sense. They're still kind and compassionate even though they're dead. The Knight of Cups is Beetlejuice and Lydia when he decides that he's going to marry her. So that one makes a lot of sense, because he turns out he's a very romantic soul. Even if she doesn't love him, he's still very much interested in her and like letting his heart lead. So that one's really cool. Page of Cups is next. You have the football players. I think they didn't even know that they died, so they were all confused and everything. So just beginning to take this new experience and this maybe not completely emotionally fulfilling thing, but, you know, learning to love again. So that one is very interesting as well. The Ace of Cups is Lydia on her bicycle. So she's following where her heart sings, or beginning where her heart sings. So that one's awesome. Seriously, I keep looking at these minor arcana. I'm like, they did it. They did it. It's not just sticks or cups on a page. Yay! Okay, Two of Cups right here, the emotional fulfillment, and this one's fun because the emotional partnerships, like the one that you found with someone else, but it doesn't have to be another person, and that's what makes this one really cool, because she's got this piece of art that happens to be Beetlejuice, and look at the smile on her face. It doesn't matter that it's not a person. What matters is it emotionally fulfills her, so she has this partnership where she's found something that she really loves. So that one's an interesting take on the Two of Cups. The Three of Cups, joining with your friends and having fun and celebrating, you know, emotionally fulfilling, celebrating those cups and creating with them and all that good stuff. And Three of Cups right there, they're having that party. So that is very much the energy of the Three of Cups. The Four of Cups, the card of boredom, is right here, and he's definitely bored and uninterested. I believe he smoked himself to death, like smoked way too many cigarettes or something like that. So he's this character now. So he's just kind of sitting there on his butt, not really enjoying life at all. So this very much relates to that Four of Cups. The Five of Cups, focusing on what's been lost and not being able to see what still remains. So we look at this illustration, like they're looking out the window, they're looking at the deer that are still alive and all, like still alive and still enjoying life. So they're focused on that sadness that they're not alive anymore. But if they turn around, look how much just new experiences are in the afterlife. Like, if you watch those movies, you see it. There's so much. I mean, it's a movie, and it's the mind of Tim Burton, so it's a little bit weird and a little bit creepy, which is why I love it. But that energy, like, you turn around and you see what still remains. You can let go of that pain of the past and change your life for the better. So I love that illustration as well. The Six of Cups, the card of nostalgia, and there's the barber, and he's got the clothes sign and everything. So perhaps that nostalgia he's feeling right now is when he was open and having like all those haircuts and everything, and he's reminiscing about that past. Seven of Cups, the card of choices. You have the illustration of the Maitlands right here again. And I guess the choice that they're making here, they're going to step into their power. They're going to let go of that past. Because we talked about with the Five of Cups. Let's see if I get that. Nope, that's the Four. There we go. Five of Cups right there. They're longing for the past. But when they're able to reminisce about it and learn from it, then they can move forward and make the next choices they want. Because as they look forward, we can't see what's in front of them. But there could be opportunities amassed, so much potential and everything for new experiences. So they're able to look away from that past and see what still remains and able to move forward. So that's really interesting and beautiful. Eight of Cups, leaving behind what no longer emotionally satisfies us, is right there. And they're doing that. Like, I don't know what's up with his nose right there or why he's got his nose like that. But they've made the choice, and now they're leaving behind what no longer emotionally satisfies them and moving forward because they're looking forward. So that one's cool. Nine of Cups, the wish card of the tarot. And it kind of relates back to the Hermit, and like the book that was on the little guy with the tiny head's lap, where he was like reading, or maybe I'm getting confused with another card. It doesn't matter. The Nine of Cups, like he's learning, he's reading that newspaper and everything, so he's learning about what he wants, learning from the experiences of his past, and knowing that he has the power to make his wishes come true. So that one's really cool too. Ten of Cups, the happy family card, and we do have that happy family right there as they get together. And I love this illustration in the sense that most times we see the illustration of the happy family, and it's the mother, father, son, and daughter. And to me, that's just one aspect of the happy family. There's so many different ways it can be. And the happy family, which is the husband and wife, or boyfriend and girlfriend, or boyfriend, girlfriend, or just like your siblings, or your pets. No matter what, if it makes you feel fulfilled, if it puts a smile on your face, it's your version of the happy family. So that one's really cool. King of Swords is next, and we have this guy right here who looks very dangerous, very villainish, sure, we'll go with that. Like just kind of like negative and very logical, because that's the King of Swords. He leads with logic. He's the Vulcan of the Star Trek universe, where he just uses logic and doesn't use emotions. So he definitely is thinking logically. You can kind of see it in his face right there. Queen of Swords right here, Lydia's mom again, that I cannot remember her name. Catherine O'Hara, I believe, was the one that played the part. So we've got her right there. She was very logical too. She was very not really negative, but she didn't really follow, like, she didn't listen to her heart. She wasn't a very loving person, so that one makes sense there. The Knight of Swords is Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice isn't a lot in this deck, is he? Like, it's more the other characters, but I guess in a way, in the movie, Beetlejuice wasn't that big of a part. He was the movie, he was what everybody was thinking about, and he did play a part, like a large part, but it was more about the characters around him than him, necessarily. So the Knight of Swords is right there, and he's got all the swords and everything there, and he is the king of chaos. He is the Knight of Chaos, and he thrives on chaos, so he makes a lot of sense for the King of Swords. And then the Page of Swords is this guy right here that I do not remember who he is, but he's got useful information because that's the energy of the Page of Swords. So you've got that illustration as well. We've got the sword suit next. And again, I'm loving the fact that they actually made this, the names of the cards are, like, the suits are actually the suits. So they did like learn from people like me, I guess, that said, like, I wish they were more easily read and more illustrations and everything. So it's a lot more simple than other decks. Ace of Swords is right here. And then we have the Two of Swords right here. So she's like picking the lock or something, trying to get in there. So she's facing that darkness. She's going within there because she didn't know what was in there. And the Ace of Swords, I just kind of threw that one there, didn't I? He's doing what, learning ideas too. He's taking that time and, like, taking the ideas and stuff, and he's going to make his future, like, better than he thought it could be. So there's the Two of Swords, like I said, the Three of Swords, Heartbreak and Betrayal, and it's Lydia with her shield on, veil, that's the word, veil on her face and everything, because she's felt sadness and she's felt heartbreak, and so she's kind of learning from that. But I love the Three of Swords, other than being the heartbreak and betrayal, and this illustration kind of represents it, because there's no heart or anything in it. There's usually, like, the illustration of the Rider-Waite-Smith, even the illustration of the Solobushka Tarot was created in the 1400s, they show the heart, and the heart is stabbed, and you can see she's still sad and upset. But she's looking forward. She's moving forward. And this is the Three of the suit of the mind. So it reminds us, you know, if our minds are overwhelming us, if our sadness is holding us back, what can we create from that pain? What can we make better? Like, we can't change the past. We can't change the heartbreak. When we stop feeling like our hearts are broken, we can create something better with that clarity of the mind. So it kind of just represents that really, really well. Four of Swords, the card of rest and reflection. You know, once you learn what you want to create and you take that time to rest, you have that strength and that energy to go create it. So Lydia's mother is very much asleep there. She's even got the phone. She's waiting for someone to call, waiting for something to happen. Five of Swords is the victor or victim card of the tarot, and it says right here, I am alone. I am alone. That is what that says right there. So interesting take again on, like, the Five of Swords here, because like I said, it's the victor or victim card. So if it says I am alone, you know, there's no victor standing in front of you. There's no victim. It's just you. So it reminds you that 5, change and transformation, the Hierophant of the Major Arcana. Think for yourself. Change your mindsets. Change your life. If you see yourself as the victim, you're always going to be the victim. But if you start believing and seeing yourself as the victor of your story, you're going to find more victories moving forward. So that one is really cool as well. 6 of Swords, leaving the stress behind to find time of peace and harmony. And that's what they're doing. They're holding hands and they're going to move forward to that time of peace and harmony. 6, oh, we're on 7. That was 6 of Swords. 7 of Swords is right here, and it's this character. I remember him, but I don't remember his name. If I remembered everybody's name from a movie from 1988, that would be really impressive. Not going to happen though. So there's the 7 of Swords. This is the card of the Thief of the Tarot, and I think this is the same guy that we saw again in the illustrations like before. That maybe he was the magician. I want to see really fast. Yeah, maybe this guy is this guy, or at least they work together, and he's taking advantage of them. So, like, you have situations in your life, and you feel like you're down on yourself, and your mind is working against you. That's when people might want to come and take advantage of you. Or if those minds are working against you, then that thief energy of the card says your own mind is stealing your confidence and stealing your power. So that's the obstacle you have to overcome. You have to get behind that chariot, change your mindset, and really take back your power. So that is the 7 of Swords, the 8 of Swords, the card of feeling like a prisoner to your own mind, because no one else is around. It's your own mind working against you. That is the creepy snake of Beetlejuice, so that definitely be terrifying and keep me in place. 9 of Swords, the card of inner demons keeping us awake at night, nightmares and things like that. So we have that illustration. Then you step out of that door, that's when the sandworm is going to eat you. So definitely a terrifying, nightmarish thought. And then the Ten of Swords, the card of wanting to lay down and die, throw in the towel, the vulture card of the tarot, as I call it, is right here. And it's Lydia, I believe. She's got that veil of sadness and everything on her again. She's reflecting on the past. Remember, the other one was looking forward. Now she's looking backwards. So that pain of that past is still hurting her, still holding her back. But when she learns from that, when she pulls that sword, those swords out and finds that confidence of her mind, then she can very much move forward in her life. So again, so much attention to the minor arcana now. Yes, yes, yes. Kudos to Insight Editions. I guess I'm back in the running for purchasing more of their decks. I saw on Amazon where you can pre-order the Wizard of Oz from Insight Editions, and that's probably something I'm going to do because Wizard of Oz is my favorite story of all time. But keep going with the Beetlejuice Tarot. A King of Pentacles is right here. I remember this character as well, but I don't remember his name. So he's creepy, but he's got money. He's wealthy. He's very wealthy, or he wouldn't be the King of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, also very, very wealthy. Maybe they were married and they came to that dinner party. I think that was it. So she's very wealthy as well. The Knight of Pentacles, Miss Universe, Miss Argentina, I believe it was. Like, she had the slit wrists. She's the one that offed herself, but she's beautiful. Like, look at that illustration, the collar of it and everything. That is beautiful. So she's the Knight of Pentacles. She's working towards her goal, working towards her success. So she makes a lot of sense for that Knight of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, I remember her from the party too. That party there, they all got hooked to those creepy chairs. That, what was that? Strength was the chair, right? And Page of Pentacles is right there. She was in that party as well. So she's a very memorable character from that movie. Ace of Pentacles has his name right there with Beetlejuice on it. That beginning of success. You say his name 3 times, he gets to start his success. He gets to come to life. So that one makes sense. The Two of Pentacles, the card of balancing more than one thing. I always like to call it the work and play card, like balancing work and play. But you can see there, like, he's hit the tree, he's stuck, but he's gonna have to balance fixing that with fixing that car so he can move forward and so he can grow his ideas and everything from the Ace. So that one makes a lot of sense too. 3 of Pentacles is right here, and it's again Lydia's mom, Catherine O'Hara, that I do not remember her name. I don't know why. It's like eluding me this whole time. Mrs. Dietz and her unsavory character right there, like her planner, her advice person or something, and they're like, you know, collaborating, getting ideas and stuff of how to make this house their own. So that one's really cool. 4 of Pentacles, the card of saving your money for a rainy day. And it's, I believe it's before the Maitlands died, and the character there, like, probably asking him for money or something like that. And she's like, no, I'm going to save my money. So that one's really cool. 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles is the being down on your luck. And there's the grave for Beetlejuice. Here lies Beetlejuice. So he's definitely down on his luck. He's not just down on his luck. He's down under the ground. So that one's cool. 6 of Pentacles. The sharing is caring card, as I like to call it, there, and you've got the cash register and everything, so you know they could open that up and share with people. So that one's really interesting, and you got all the little pipes right there too that they can share those. What looks like pieces of red paper and receipt and everything. So you're sharing your, not just necessarily money with someone else, you're sharing your money to get something from it. So that's a cool aspect of the 6 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles, the card of having patience, hanging Mrs. Maitland in the closet or something with the light and everything. I think it was like scare the people to get out of her house, and it didn't work, but she was working for it. It reminds you, like, don't give up. If things aren't working out in your favor, have patience and don't give up. Try new ideas or things like that. So that one's really cool. 8 of Pentacles, it's the card of working hard to achieve your goals. Practice makes perfect card, as I like to think of it as. So there is the 8 of Pentacles, and that's where they're talking to their caseworker, and she's like, well, you're dead. Now you have to, like, learn how to live through the afterlife and all that. So that illustration is right there, and it kind of goes back to that 3 of Pentacles energy, I feel like, where it's collaborating, getting advice from other people, and sometimes as we're trying to perfect our own goals and ideas, it is in our best interest to get advice or assistance from someone else. So that is that card. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, the wealthy, successful person that can buy themselves whatever they want. We have that illustration there, and it kind of like, it shows the arms coming up. So, and they're buying, what is that, a Zagnut? I want to call it a Zagnut bar. So it shows like even like little things there, you know, you come out of the ground, you've come into yourself, you found that success and wealth that you deserve. So now you can buy yourself something nice, even if you've got weird, dead looking hands. So very interesting illustration again. And then last but not least in this deck is Maitland Hardware. So I didn't know that they own the hardware store. So that's really cool. I definitely am going to go back and watch the first Beetlejuice movie because I've forgotten half these people. So then maybe I should make a remake of this video, make, oh, this is this person, and this is this person, and this is this person. Ten of Pentacles, though, and Maitland Hardware, it shows like all of those people that have come before us, the generations of family that, generations of family of our own family, and then just, I see it as so much more than that with the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, generations of family coming together to celebrate, but what about the blood that flows through our veins? The blood of the people we're not even related to, the ones that have built everything around us. That is the energy of the Ten of Pentacles to me, is appreciating that, because the people that paved the way for us in the past, you know, we're doing the same thing now and we're inspired by those people. So Ten of Pentacles is a really fun card, and this one makes sense because even if they're gone, you know, they died in that covered bridge, they're part of the afterlife now, even if they're gone, that their stuff still remains, their legacy still remains, because it's right there as Maitland Hardware. So that is the Beetlejuice Tarot. You know, you see all the cards there. Really, really thick, nice cardstock. The box, like I said, big fan of the box, because the box has this nice little really pretty green ribbon in it, as well as being really safe and everything for the deck. So kudos to Insight Editions, because this deck is awesome and you can definitely read with it. They didn't change any of the suits or anything like that. They stayed true, and it makes sense for the movie. I think it's very much the first Beetlejuice and not the second Beetlejuice, but nothing wrong with that, because that's the movie that inspired the second one, right? As always, if you want a reading with this deck or any deck in my collection, then feel free to comment on this video, message me on any of the socials, or book one directly on my website. You'll see this on my socials very, very soon with a reading with it to see what it wants to share with everybody. Again, like, everything just fits right in this box. It's really cool. As always, I really want to thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you were thinking that maybe to give up on Insight Editions right there, then take this video as you saw the cards. Like, they really did put the effort and work in. It's beautifully, beautifully done. So definitely thinking about getting more Insight Edition decks, because they have the trademarks and the rights and everything to all these like really awesome movies and everything, and stories and video games and all this stuff that we all love and enjoy. So no one else has that. They do, and they put the work in. So it's really, really awesome. Again, I hope you enjoyed, and I guess I'll see you again in the next one.